It's being called a nursing school nightmare. Aspen University is a private college offering online courses. Its nursing program is now under investigation by the Arizona Board of Nursing.
The board says last year not enough of Aspen students passed the national exam that licenses nurses. And now because of that, their curriculum is in question. So they've stopped accepting new students. Fox 10's investigative reporter Justin Lum is hearing from several students who feel cheated and worry what this means for their future. Justin.
John, Christina, Aspen University has 3 days left to sign a settlement offered by the nursing board. Meantime, there are 1,500 students here in Arizona, many questioning the education they're paying for. How did Aspen get to this point, and how do leaders at the top see the situation? Here's why the investigators with the Board of Nursing say a consultant needs to right the ship. These 5 Aspen University students all agree. For them, nursing is a calling.
So I've been wanting to be a nurse almost my entire life.
Karina Maldonado says she's inspired by her late mother, a former nurse.
She was a very huge role model into being a nurse, and to being the best nurse that I could possibly be.
It's been said nurses are the backbone of healthcare.
I wanted to be an RN since I was about 5 years old.
Even in a pandemic that never seems to end.
But that's the kind of nurses that we need in this world is, people that aren't afraid to get out there and make a difference and help.
Aspen University is a private, for-profit online school nationally accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission. AU is based in Denver, Colorado, and a little more than 9,500 students are enrolled at campuses across the country, including 2 locations in Phoenix. But Aspen's 3-year-old nursing program is now under the microscope in Arizona.
So I wasn't even aware that any of this was going on until I tried to reach out to apply for my next steps for the Corps, and that's when I was informed.
Regina Melendez is one of 700 Aspen students in the Valley who have completed the prerequisite courses. The next level would be the core program, in which there are 800 students currently.
I've lost nights of sleep, wondering what I'm going to do. Cried a little bit.
Problems that were uncovered are very severe, and that's where the problem is. And to put more students into that situation, I think, places them at great risk.
The pipeline into the core program now blocked. Investigators with the Board of Nursing claim Aspen is performing badly.
The term I used in the investigative report was infrastructure collapse. And to me, this is like putting more students into a situation where they would be harmed.
The proof of performance is in NCLEX exam results, the ultimate test for nursing graduates, a nationally recognized exam to become a registered nurse or practical nurse. But the curriculum at AU is in question, according to investigators. During the January board meeting, Dr. Ann McNamara, Aspen's chief nursing officer, says officials noticed concerning signs last year.
In 2021, we knew we were in trouble. And so we started making some changes. The faculty did a full curriculum review and made updates to the many things in the program. And I think that's some of what angered the students that were in the program, because we did make it more rigorous.
If they knew in 2021, why keep enrolling people? Why keep us going forward and enrolling us in classes and exhausting our financial aid?
We went through the 2021 NCLEX exam results of Arizona's nursing programs. Out of 33 programs with at least 20 students taking the test for the first time, Aspen's pass rate was 58%, ranking last in the state.
That's very concerning. It worries me that I could possibly be getting a pretty horrible education.
Arizona law requires nursing programs to maintain at least an 80% for graduates being tested on the NCLEX for the first time within 12 months of graduation. Aspen met that mark in 2020, with 20 students passing the exam, a small sample size. As of February 2022, school officials say 85% have passed, but the Board of Nursing wants to see the minimum pass rate hit for at least 1 year.
I believe it's critical for us to get the best consultant in there to right the ship. What we really need is a strong consultant to get in there and figure this out for survival.
Survival, as 800 students in the core program work towards the NCLEX and a career during a national nursing shortage.
They can't ever be nurses if they can't pass that test. And that's not the only thing. It is an important thing. But the other part of that is being able to take care of patients and be safe and competent.
Are they going to be prepared to be able to treat human beings and take care of them the right way?
And I honestly don't know. From what I have read and heard from other people in Core, there is massive concern about that. Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, the pre-licensure, enrolled. Start date was 6/8/21.
Sasha Gotzel is a stay-at-home mom who enrolled at Aspen last June. She dedicated herself to her courses, earning a 4.0 GPA. But Gotzel says self-study online learning is a struggle for many students.
Yes, I have a 4.0 with Aspen University for all my prerequisites that I've done with them. But in the end, if I were to switch to another college, do I have the knowledge to be able to continue on after learning what I should have learned?
No real teaching. It's just, this is the chapter you're supposed to read. This is your question. This is your assignment. It's due Monday before midnight.
The students I spoke with are mothers juggling school and full-time jobs, driven by the same dream.
I actually was doing homework while I was in labor with my youngest kid, because that's just how much time you have to commit to the program.
In an email to Aspen employees obtained by Fox 10 last week, Michael Matthews, who is the chairman and CEO of Aspen Incorporated, cited COVID-19 as a main factor impacting nursing schools and NCLEX first-time pass rates nationwide. In response to the Arizona Board of Nursing's investigation, he says, Aspen University disagrees with the board's findings. Quote, "We are considering invoking our right to follow the formal administrative appeal process in order to ensure the university is afforded due process."
This is what's supposed to be my career and my life to set my family straight, you know? And for this to happen, it's just so unfortunate.
In the meantime, Aspen is providing options to pre-professional nursing students who can't begin the core program due to the investigation. February 2022 cohorts can join a waitlist and receive a 65% tuition discount once cohorts are available, or use that discount if they relocate to a campus outside Arizona. An alternative is to transfer to another institution, but it's unknown which specific credits can be taken elsewhere. Students tell me they want to be reimbursed for what they've already spent.
I think so far I've taken out $12,000 as far as like with student loans, and then I got a couple grants from, Pell Grants, but once that's gone, that's gone.
As leaders of Aspen claim new curriculum is being implemented and improvements are being made,
The problem has not been lack of students. Part of the issue was they grew way too fast.
the board says the influx must be put on hold and ultimately the future of students like Gotzel.
It is the worst nightmare. I have worked so hard, and to lose this opportunity, I don't have the words. I have not been sleeping. I have a little boy that's 3 and a 9-year-old, and to think that in April, when I should have started, that 2 years from then, I would be able to graduate with my RN and support my family and give them a better life, and to have that ripped away, it's crushing.
If Aspen does sign this agreement, that would mean a 3-year probation with several stipulations, or say no to the settlement. The board will then issue a notice of charges, meaning there would be a hearing similar to a trial, and Aspen could face disciplinary action.
Yeah, and Justin, you've reached out to Aspen directly to try and see what's going on.
Reached out to Aspen University multiple times for comment. I even reached out to the CEO of Aspen Group Incorporated to see if he'd like to do a one-on-one interview and get more of their side to the story, because obviously you have students here who are very upset, confused, and feel like they are stuck.
And going into debt.
They're already thousands of dollars in debt. They're paying for books and exams as well. And now the choice in front of them is, do they wait at least a year to get into this program, wait for Aspen to get everything together according to what the board says, and what the standards are, and if they meet those standards for at least a year, or do you transfer somewhere else? Will those credits transfer or start from scratch?
Keep us up to date on this. Justin, thank you.